Welcome to Rom Wills Money Matters. Furniture assembly is a good business. Now, one of the things I want to do is really get back to throwing out different business ideas. Because there are so many things out there, and a lot of times when somebody wants to do something, honestly, they just can't think of what to do. You know, you got the basics. Oh, go work at this store, work at this retail place, or go get a government job, or something of that nature. But you still got little stuff that has to be done. And I'm going to say furniture assembly is one. I'm going to talk about something else that's even more basic tomorrow. But I was thinking about furniture assembly, right? Okay, this desk you see here, I had to put it together. When I moved into this place, I had to put together dresser drawers for my son's rooms. Yesterday, what made me even think about doing this video, I was putting together a shoe rack. Cause you come over to my spot, you can't walk on the rug. You can't walk. I try to keep the rugs as clean as possible. So I got some. I got some Crocs that I wear just inside. I don't wear them outside, you know. And my sons, they'll just walk around in their socks, and any other visitors usually walk around in their socks. But I was putting together a shoe rack down here, and I was thinking about this. I was like, you know, because it takes a little bit of time. Let's just be real. It takes a little bit of time, and quite frankly, a lot of people, when they putting together, like you get those boxes, you got to put the stuff together. They have the simplest directions, but let's be real. A lot of people mess them up. A lot of people mess them up regardless. They either mess them up or, quite frankly, don't have time to do it. Because even what I put together, it was a little shoe rack. It was recommended 2 people do it. I was like, you don't need 2 for this. But then I thought about it. I was like, well, maybe if somebody else did it. Because I'm going to tell you what, and actually I got this idea from a buddy of mine coming up. I got this idea from a buddy of mine. Because he was just like, you know, he put together stuff. He was working at the store. He would put together bikes and everything. He said most people can't put together stuff. Furniture assembly is actually a good business. And when I thought about it, I actually looked it up. I said, okay, furniture assembly. And they would say they charge... like you had some handyman companies, which good service too, just doing some basic stuff around the house. Oh, that's a separate video right there. That's something that's something that's basically needed. A handyman, just somebody can do all that little work. But furniture assembly, and you know, that could be just from some basic stuff, dresser drawers, tables, stuff like that. Really, even some of the bigger stuff. Even the bigger stuff. And indeed, when I ordered stuff for this place, like, okay, I had to move the couch. It actually came in like the way it's set up. They had to take the back off of it, which was hard, even for these moving guys. It was actually hard to take that back off of it. And it is. There's a lot of stuff you got to do. I'm like, when I move from here, I'm like, oh man, I got to take this thing off. All right. But then, you know, like the dining room table set when it was brought, the chairs were already assembled, but they had to sit there and assemble the dining room table. And in fact, that's something else too. At my last place I had gotten a dining room table, I had to assemble it. But, you know, sometimes people either they don't have the aptitude to do it, the time to do it, or they just might not be handy like that. Well, aptitude. But they could pay somebody. Because I was looking at some of the prices, I was like, oh, I've seen one, they like charge $35 to $90 to do something, you know? And in fact, somebody could expand that business in such a way. Like say, here would be an idea. Here would be an idea. Say you want to get into furniture assembly, but you don't want to go to someone's house. You could say get like a little van. You can even rent out a van to start off, but eventually buy it so you can deliver the stuff. You gotta get a space, get a nice little space. It don't have to be a major space because you should just be assembling constantly and taking it away. It's like in a lot of stuff you can assemble it right away. But you know, say somebody advertises, say, look, you bring it here. Give us the address, we'll assemble it. Or we'll assemble it and y'all can pick it up, whatever. Because one of the things it does is saves other people time. A lot of people will get different services just because they need, just because of the time. They can't do it. Like changing oil. That's just an example. I could change my own oil and do all that stuff. Or I could have somebody else do it while I'm like doing something online. Let them do it. Washing a car takes time. I can go through a car wash in about 15 minutes. They clean it inside and out. See, if you have a business where you save someone time and you can do a good job, you can make it. Now, furniture assembly, that's a very good business for that reason. That's a very good business for that reason. It's like, because you think about it, as long as you have people moving into homes, they're gonna need furniture, unless they super minimalist and they just in there, they'll just sit on the rug if they even have that. But if the furniture, the regular person, they still need that dining room table. And in most cases, it's not going to call fully assembled. And usually with that, whoever delivers it fixes it. But there's also stuff where you can get from more discount places. They just give you the box. All right, take that to a furniture assembler and they can fix it up for you. That's the key. And it's a good business because people always need it. See, I'm going to tell you what, in this time, there's all this talk about recession and all of that. And of course, we got white collar workers being laid off. That don't stop services from being needed. When they talk recession, that just means the businesses isn't growing. But you're a smaller business. Say you specialize in furniture assembly. It don't require certification. All you have to do is be able to read directions and do a good job. If you could have that skill as a natural skill, so you can just start it up. Maybe advertise to come to people's homes. Or like I said, if you can build it up, maybe invest in a space where, okay, you say you can assemble this stuff for them, do a good job, maybe clean it, and then send it out. And indeed, I can get into furniture repair and stuff like that. But it's a good business because people need it. People need it. People need stuff, especially in the home. During the COVID lockdowns, places like Lowe's and Home Depot, they were still open. In fact, in my local Home Depot, that was like the hangout spot because people were getting slick. They were like, oh, we got to fix this stuff up. And then, of course, there was actual stuff they had to fix up. But it's a good business. The key to it is just advertise it and then be good at doing it. And see, here's the beauty of it. All right, we're talking about getting customers for it, right? All you need is one good customer. Let me say that again. One good customer. You do a good job and they got a home, they'll probably hit you up again. They'll hit you up again. Make it nice and inexpensive. They'll hit you up again. They'll start telling other people. They'll hit you up again. That's the type of business, as long as you do a good job, you do a good service, maybe add some stuff in there, you can stay in business. So you got steady customers every time they buy something. You might get a customer, you see them 4 times a year. They bought 4 different things, but multiply that by 100, boom, 1,000, boom. You just keep going with it. Because as long as people have a home, they're going to need furniture. They're going to want to assemble stuff. And then some stuff is just going to go down on its own. And like I said, they paying you basically for the time. Because if you get a lot of people, they'll get all the stuff for their home, but they got to work a regular job. At least a minimum 9 to 5, but if they professional, 8 to 7. They don't feel like putting together that nice old table they got or that new dresser drawer set. They don't feel like that, so they take it to you. You put it together, boom, you bring it back for them. But it's a good business. As with all businesses, you just have to do a good job. It's a good business. People always need it. People always need it. You just have to be good at it, and of course, you got to market it. Boom. And then once you get that one good customer, they'll keep coming back, but they'll recommend you to other people. Which I need to do a separate video on that. When you're doing that customer service, when people recommend you to someone else. All right. So anyway, though, something to look into. Like I said, you don't really need training for that. or certification. You know, shoot, you can do it as a part-time job. If it's things slow down on social media for whatever, I might start that business. Man, I got so many businesses to start. Wow. Can't do them all. But what I would do is start a business where I'm actually starting businesses, just hiring a manager and go from there. Always got something, because you know I'm always making that money. So this is what we all want to do. Let's go make that money. Talk to y'all.